Hey everyone, Christina Marie here with New Music Tuesday. And if you can tell by my background, if you've been watching the past few videos of my VEDA 30-day thing, then this background is starting to look a little familiar. I find that I like this here. I like this lamp being here. So this might become a regular filming area, that in my bedroom. So I had a bunch of things to talk about. I want to talk about Paramore's new album. I want to talk about Fall Out Boy's new album. I want to talk about Olly Murs' new album. And I will talk about all three of those things, but the main focus of this video has turned into trying to explain what the hell Brad Paisley and LL Cool J were doing with this song that was supposed to explain and excuse, well, not necessarily excuse, but explain racism. So I'm going to get to that last. So let's just hop into the other three things I need to talk about. First things first, I have my little notebook here because I sometimes watch my old New Music Tuesday videos, and I'm kind of pissed at myself when I forget to say certain things. So I have my little notebook here. So I think I want to talk about Fall Out Boy first. So let's hop on into it. I'm going to assume that you know who Fall Out Boy is, but if you don't, they are a punk rock band. They were formed, I believe, back in 2001, so they've been together for about 12 years. The two people that you may know are Patrick Stump and Pete Wentz. Pete Wentz is associated with Ashlee Simpson. I think they have a kid together, and they were married once upon a time, so yeah. They recently released an album that's called Save Rock and Roll, and this was after they took a break. Like, they took a hiatus back in like 2009 or something like that, 8, 10, whatever, and decided to pursue some side projects and do some solo stuff. That wasn't the best idea. Both Patrick and Pete didn't have the best experience with that. They got a little bit of negative press. So they came back from said hiatus and announced that they were going to be working on a new album. The other two members in the group, Joe Troman and Andy Hurley, I guess they all just decided to come back together to do a comeback album, if you will. The first single off of the album is called My Songs Know What You Did in the Dark, parentheses, Light It Up. I like it. It's been fairly successful. I think it's like number 20 something on the Hot Billboard 100 or something like that. Here's the thing. I think that when you have a good thing, why would you try to change it? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't think it was smart of them to assume that they had such a big presence individually that they can go off and just make solo projects and no one would care. I think Patrick Stump maybe had the substantial standing to do that, but it didn't work out. Peter Wentz, he was right. I think his popularity actually came from his relationship with Ashlee Simpson. I just do, because there was so much drama surrounding that. Overall, though, that's neither here nor there. I do really enjoy the album. I haven't listened to it fully yet, but the first half, I think I listened to like the first 4 or 5 songs. I really enjoy. It's the Fall Out Boy sound, so I enjoy it. They're actually going on tour starting next month from May 14th to June 30th, I believe. Yeah. So I think it's great. I think their album is great. I'm glad they're back. So if you haven't checked out their album, it dropped today. So I would recommend just going to take a listen to it. It's on Spotify. It's on, you know, the internet. It's on iTunes. You can sample it and everything. Because iTunes, now they give you like a minute-long previews of songs, which is awesome. So go check that out. Next artist, Olly Murs. Olly Murs is an English or British singer-songwriter that was made famous through coming in as second place in X Factor back in 2009. Now, the funny thing about Olly Murs is nobody in the US really knew who he was unless they followed the UK X Factor. He has 3 albums out. The album that just released, what is it called? Right Time, Right Place. That is his 3rd album in the UK, where it's only his 1st album here in the US. And I was kind of wondering what took so long to get these labels to bring him out here. It's the same thing with Little Mix. One Direction just took right off, but it's same thing with Rita Ora. Nobody gives a crap about Rita Ora anymore because it's taken Jay-Z and that whole Roc Nation label or whatever forever and a day to get her out here, so nobody is caring anymore. So I was afraid that was going to happen to Olly Murs, but finally 3 years later he makes his presence known in the US. Now there are a couple songs that he has that came out here. Troublemaker featuring I think Flo Rida, I think, and then My Heart Skips a Beat featuring Chitty Bang Bang, Chitty Bang, Chitty, whoever. I don't know who that is. But I like those songs. They're very, very catchy. And I'm hoping that's the same sound that we're going to get from the album. I haven't heard the whole album yet, so I'm really anticipating that it'll be the same sound. I do want to hear a couple of soul songs because I do think he has a really great voice. The funny thing about his the album that just released, Right Place, Right Time, is that it was scheduled to release back in December here in the US, but then it got pushed back to like April something, and then it got pushed back again to today. So his album just got pushed back a couple of times. So I don't know what goes on in the whole major record label deal thing, but drama. The album that I have access to is his deluxe version of Right Place, Right Time. I don't know if that's the album that'll be in stores, but I think the US edition of this album is a mixture of his second and third UK album. I think they're trying to give us like the best of both albums or something like that. I want to hear all three of his albums. I would love to hear the UK versions. I don't know if I want to fork over the money on Amazon.com to pay that extra, you know, import fee or import price. So Bailey is always in my purse. So yeah, I hope that Olly Murs is really successful out here. I think that he has the potential to be a really great artist, a really great presence here in the US if he's marketed correctly. I haven't seen him on any shows. Maybe this week he'll be on some shows. I don't know. I need to check up on that, but I definitely think it's going to hurt him if he does not get on TV like ASAP. I really think his album sales are gonna, if he doesn't start marketing. I think he should have started marketing about 2 weeks ago. And like I said, he hasn't been in my face, so I don't know if he's been trying to do work or whatnot, but if he hasn't been, I'm really afraid that this might hurt his album sales and he might not do well out here. Then the final album I want to talk about is Paramore's album. That released last Tuesday, so it's been about a week. I missed it because I was talking about something else last week. I don't even remember what I was talking about last week. Paramore, there was some mess going on with Paramore. This is their 4th studio released album, or studio album. They had some band issues, like the 2 founding members of the band, the Farrell brothers or cousins or whatever they are, ended up leaving, and they were having some beef with Hayley Williams, claiming that there was some mess claiming that Hayley Williams was being marketed as a solo act, even though she was the front woman of Paramore. I think she has her own solo contract with Atlantic. I think that was the whole deal, while she's still signed and reps by Fueled by Ramen or Raymond, whatever. The album released on the 9th, and I love it. I think it's great. They have 2 new members. They have it's Hayley Williams, it's Jeremy Davis, and Taylor York. Jeremy Davis plays the bass, and Taylor York plays the guitar. And so I guess they hire for all the other instruments to that are on the album, as well as the touring. I don't know. I find that weird. Why don't you want to have a full band? I don't know if it's like a price thing or if it's just a chemistry thing. That's always been something that's percolated in my brain. Between the time that the Farrell brothers left and then the new members came on, the 3 of them started working on like some singles and stuff, and they called it, I think, the Singles Club or something, where they just released various random songs that had nothing to do with the album that just dropped. And then finally they got it together and released their self-titled 4th studio album. I love it. It's great. It's a very different sound. There is a lot more diversity in it. It's still a bit emo because it's Hayley Williams. Come on, you guys. But it's awesome. And some of my standout tracks, I wrote them down right here. Fast in My Car, Ain't It Fun, Still Into You, Proof, and Be Alone. I love those songs. They are estimated to sell a little over 100,000 albums between last week and today. So I'm hoping that happened and that they'll debut at #1. Fingers crossed, Paramore. I think you're great. All right, y'all. Notebook aside, this is the real reason for the video. Like, so of course, I think, what was it, last week, Brad Paisley released a new album called something. I don't even know. I didn't do that much research into it. All I care is about this one song. On it, there is a song where he collaborates with LL Cool J, and it's called Accidental Racist. This is a song where Brad Paisley is talking about, hey, I'm a Southern boy. Just because I'm a Southern guy doesn't mean I'm racist. I'm a white guy. He's a white guy, you know, trying to understand the black person's world. He knows that his ancestors did us dirty, blah, 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 blah. He's trying to just coexist in a world together with black people, blah, 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 blah. I'm not against creative art that expresses a true contrition or a true yearning for understanding the struggle of African Americans. I am not against that. And I'm only speaking for African Americans because I am one. I can't speak for any other ethnicity, so I don't want to hear any crap from anyone about this. I'm speaking for me or for my experience. And I'm not even speaking for all African Americans. I'm speaking for me. I just really feel like I said, I can understand if it was, if it felt true, and if it felt honest, and if it felt vulnerable. But this is a piece of shit. I really don't like this. I feel like they just sat down and just wrote this up in like 30 minutes. And just was like, dude, let's put a beat to it. Let's get a rapper in here so we can make it more authentic. And let's just go for it. And I didn't know Brad Paisley. I knew of him. I've never listened to his music. I'm not really a country music person. I love Blake Shelton. Love Blake Shelton. And I love Keith Urban. Those are my dudes. But I'm not a fan of Brad Paisley. And I'm definitely not a fan of Brad Paisley after this. I don't understand this. I don't even think I need to have an explanation for Brad Paisley because it's Brad Paisley and I can't speak for him. But let me understand, I need to understand why LL Cool J was involved in this project. I need to know what the conversation was between Brad Paisley and LL Cool J or their representatives. Who the hell signed off on this? I don't understand. Let me read Brad Paisley's chorus. I'm just a white man coming to you from the Southland, trying to understand what it's like not to be. I'm proud of where I'm from, but not everything we've done. It ain't like you and me can rewrite history. Our generation didn't start this nation. We're still picking up the pieces, walking on eggshells, fighting over yesterday and caught between Southern pride and Southern blame. That's his chorus, I think, because that's the thing that I see that repeats quite a bit here. My problem, it doesn't explain anything. I feel like I'm from the South. I'm from Alabama. I'm from Alabama. Granted, I was not there for a really long time, but I'm from the state that just legalized interracial marriage. Like, recently. You can't tell me anything. I've seen and experienced racism today whenever I visited my home state. I have. And that's not accidental racism, first off. Now, I'm not saying all people in the South are racist. Not at all. No, not at all. But I don't understand. Does Brad Paisley, I guess through his experience, he feels like he's been blamed for his ancestors' actions, I guess. Where he says, I'm proud of where I'm from, but not everything we've done. It ain't like you and me can rewrite history. I don't know. I guess I need to understand his perspective. Like, why? What was the purpose of this song? Like, what is the reason that you even decided to write this? I guess I just need to understand that part. The part that really pisses me off is LL Cool J's verse. Allow me. Dear Mr. White Man, I wish you understood what the world is really like when you're living in the hood. Just because my pants are sagging doesn't mean I'm up to no good. You should try to get to know me. I really wish you would. Now my chains are gold, but I'm misunderstood. Then he says, I want you to get paid, but be a slave I never could. Feel like a newfangled Django dodging invisible white hoods. So when I see that white cowboy hat, I'm thinking it's not all good. I'm gonna stop right there. What does the white cowboy hat have to do? What's the negative connotation there? Maybe I'm ignorant and I don't know that white cowboy hats mean racism. Somebody tell me, educate me, because I've never ever thought that. I'm just like, oh, cowboy. Never. Now white hoods, okay. I'm thinking I need to be on this side of the track. White hood, I have a problem. But white cowboy hat, really? Okay. I guess we're both guilty of judging the cover, not the book. I'd love to buy you a beer, conversate. We know that's not a word. And clear the air. But I see that red flag and I think you wish I wasn't there. Okay, I know he's talking about the Confederate flag. The Confederate flag, do I love it? No, but I've actually come to learn that the Confederate flag means different things for different people, while for the African American culture it means something totally negative. For the South, it could mean something positive for them. And like I said, I am not saying that it doesn't, for a white person, it doesn't mean they don't like black people. Not saying that it does mean they don't like black people. Not saying that at all. But I guess I need to understand what that flag means to other cultures. I know what it means for me, but I'm not going to hate you for... I'm not going to be uncomfortable around you. If you haven't treated me in any kind of weird way, then I don't have a problem with you having a Confederate flag. I have a really good guy friend who has a Confederate flag belt buckle. Until he disrespects me to my face verbally, I'm not going to assume anything about what he wears. I just can't. I can't. You know, that's just me. Maybe that's me being naive. But if you haven't done anything to me, how can I automatically just unload a burden on you? I don't know. That's just me. Then a couple of things he says. If you don't judge my do-rag, I won't judge your red flag. How do you equate those two things? What's a do-rag and a red flag? So the Confederate flag is similar to the do-rag? Like, that doesn't even make sense, LL. If you don't judge my gold chains, I'll forget the iron chains. Okay, gold chains, like necklaces that rappers wear, are equated to the iron chains of slavery. That's like me saying, that's like, if you, I don't even know. I can't even equate it. I don't even understand how that concept was written out on a piece of paper and recorded in a studio. I don't know. Someone needs to explain to me why. Who signed off on this? In whose mind did this make sense to do? I appreciate, like I said, a great effort of unity and diversity. I appreciate it greatly. But this seemed gimmicky to me. This seemed extremely gimmicky. And I just can't appreciate it. LL, I gave up on you when you came out with Headsprung, like all those years ago. I was done with you then. Then you came out on the Grammys. I don't even know how you got that Grammy gig. Like, It didn't even make sense for you because you're not relevant anymore. And then for you to now do this, like, you don't even have that big of a presence anymore to have the gall to put your name on something like this. Why would you do that? Like, did you have a discussion with your family first? Did you have a discussion with all the rappers? Did you have a black people meeting, like, before doing this? Because no, I don't think you did, boo. I don't. Am I angry at you? No, not at all. I'm not even angry at Brad Paisley. To be completely honest with you, this is just another piece of crappy work that just got someone to back it, put a mic in front of somebody and push the record button, and now it's on an album out for everybody to listen to. It happens all the time, but I just don't understand it. That's really the bottom line. I just don't understand it. I really don't want to understand it. I just wanted to rant about it. I just wanted to get this out there. So it was done. This is bull. I really think this idea should have been kept behind closed doors. It shouldn't have even been written on paper. So that's all I have to say about it. That's my 2 cents. Like I said, I'm not speaking for any black person. I'm not speaking for any white people. I'm speaking for Christina Marie, this individual right here, this person, this woman of African American heritage. This is who I'm speaking for. So those are my thoughts. That's my opinion about it. And that is all for New Music Tuesday. It just makes me laugh. It really does. Leave comments down below with any thoughts you guys have on anything that I've said today. I'm pretty sure that some of you are like, what the hell? But when I get fired up about something, I have to let it all out. So make sure you thumbs up this video if you liked it, or if you liked even just one thing that I said, just thumbs up this video and subscribe for more New Music Tuesdays and more videos, period. And I will see you guys tomorrow for the continuation of VEDA. Bye.